I'm Libby Rothschild, founder of Dietitian Boss. Going into 2022, I want you to feel so confident about your Instagram growth strategy that you feel good about getting more cash-paying clients in your dietitian private practice. If this sounds like what you need to feel confident going into 2022, hit the subscribe button below, like this video, and make sure to share it with a dietitian friend who would need the extra support and accountability to grow their business. The first tip includes connecting with your followers. Oftentimes this step is dismissed and it is social media after all. So on Instagram, if people have taken a moment to follow you, you can give back to them by engaging with them. If they've got a public account, you can watch their stories, comment and engage and support them. And if they don't have a public account, when people comment on your posts, comment back. Make sure to take a moment and show some appreciation and care through your words when you're engaging with people, and do so regularly. So have a habit on business days of setting that timer and making sure that you're going in and responding to your comments, that you're engaging with your DMs, and if you don't have any, you're going into other people's DMs and showing appreciation. Connecting in a genuine, authentic way regularly does count. They want to feel seen and heard, and the best way for you to show that appreciation, it doesn't take more than 5 or 10 minutes a day, right? Now, as you grow in your following, that might increase to 15, 20 minutes, and you do have to identify who you want to connect with. And doing so regularly is going to be a great way for you to be top of mind, show appreciation, and really that's what social media is all about, is connecting with people. So again, if people have taken a moment to follow you, give them some love back. The second tip is to know what makes you unique. Now, this process called niching down, check out this video if you haven't seen it yet, can be challenging for many of our clients. Now, when you authentically know what makes you unique and different from somebody else, and you're able to regularly show that, that's going to help you stand out. And dietitians who stand out get more clients. So when you're able to really just be yourself, no matter what that means, people will pick up on that. So the sooner that you can differentiate your brand and show your point of view and double down on that regularly, the better. Now, that doesn't mean everyone's going to like you, but that's not what it's about. You're not here for everybody. You're here for your specific ideal client, for people within your target market, for people that need the solution that your business offers. And the mindset that comes with that for some of our clients happens faster than others. And when you're on that journey, drawing a line in the sand and saying, this is who I am, people will respect you. Some examples of that include Dr. Kira, a Black nutritionist who promotes culture, and she talks about decolonizing her plate, and she's really authentic with what that means to her as a Black nutritionist. We've also got Becca, who is ADHD nutritionist, and she talks about helping ADHDers, adult ADHDers, find food freedom. Right? Very specific. Now, we do have other clients who aren't as specific, who are still very successful in their niche and their ability to connect with their followers, like Katie, who is able to help professionals lose weight. So keep in mind that no matter who you are or how specific or maybe even more broad you are with your specialty, you do want to find a way to stand out and be yourself. That doesn't mean that you have to dance on Instagram or that you have to do things that don't feel authentic to you. But you do want to take a moment to find out what does feel authentic and then do that thing. And if it feels a little uncomfortable, like showing your face, you can start small and build up to it. If you need some accountability, you can use the hashtag #showyourface and tag our feed for accountability. Dietitians on Instagram are doing that every single day, and quite often we refeature them. Give them a little shout out and encouragement to continue showing up for themselves and for their audience. The third tip for your Instagram growth strategy in 2022 includes video. So that might not be the first time you've heard it, and it's more important than ever. And I know that many of you have seen the explosion of Reels, a feature that Instagram is pushing. TikTok's one of the most popular platforms. Your ability or opportunity to get on video should not be dismissed. If that feels uncomfortable, again, you can start small. I'm not a fan of doing video without showing your face, although video without your face is better than no video at all, right? So we do have some clients that will do recipes and they'll show videos, but it won't be of their face. And I will say, of course, and I know you're not gonna be surprised because showing your face is part of our brand, but if you forget to show your face, the video doesn't have as much impact. So sure, meal prep and things like that, where you're showing someone how to do something related to the problem you solve, can be helpful. And if there's any opportunity for you to pop in and show your face, It's going to help you differentiate the content you're making and have people remember you. Because remember, as service providers, as dietitian coaches, as people who are helping people, whether we're offering a group program or private coaching or a combination, we are our brand. We're representing what we do, why we do, and how we do it. So it's important that we show up. So getting on the video trend is super important. If you're already doing it, awesome. I would ask, can you do it more? What can you do to double down on video? Now, a few topics, if you'd like them, for what you can and should talk about on video can be something random, like maybe you have an animal or you want to talk about a pet, and if that feels comfortable to you, you could share a day in the life with you and your pet. For me, I don't have any pets, but I have plants. So sometimes I talk about my plants, I name them, they're so pretty, I have them all throughout our home. So that could be something random where I'm just showing you my plant and how it makes me happy. Second tip for what you can share on video includes talking about something your ideal client struggles with. And that is this entire video, right? I'm talking about growth strategies going into 2022 to grow your private practice. So for you, if you're doing, let's say, pregnancy, life cycle nutrition, maybe you're helping feeding for infants or for 6 months, things like that, you can talk about that topic regularly on video. Just pop in if you get a question over DM, or a topic if you don't have clients yet, but you know there's a pain point like when to introduce solids and what that means, right? Which is typical for infants. You can get on video and talk about that in your stories. And that's going to be a great way for you to connect. And it doesn't have to be long, but you do have to do it. The third idea for what to do on video would be to talk about client results. So this is assuming that you do have client results. You can share how you've been able to impact and transform the lives of your clients. So let's still go with that same example. If you're helping introduce solids for infants and that's part of your branding, you can discuss that you helped a client introduce solids at 5 months, and here's why, here's what it looked like, and here's how happy mom and dad were that their infant was able to take solids for the first time, etc. And you can share that experience or part of that journey on video. Again, it doesn't have to be longer than 30, 60 seconds or a minute, but your opportunity, your ability to do that regularly is going to make you stand out. And make sure to use text as well. So either add some words or do some transcription or something. There's features on Instagram, if you're using Instagram, that allow you to do that. Facebook video is great too. Any social media platform where you're able to do video is fantastic. I am specifically talking about Instagram stories, reels, video feature, anything. And you can even get on other people's Instagram and go on video if they let you, right? If you want to do some collaboration, pop onto someone else's feed and share what you do and why you do to try to build your brand and get more clients. The fourth tip would be consider a little bit of variety. So this might feel a little tricky because I'm so, adamant about posting about the problem that you solve and the transformation that you provide. So let's say that you're helping people follow a portion-controlled dietary pattern to lose 20 pounds, right? This is just an example. And if that's your point of view and your messaging, you want to show that transformation and that outcome, assuming you have clients that have been able to do that, or if you don't yet, you want to talk about that process until you get clients, right? You're posting that on your feed and you're using different ways to communicate that. And here's where the variety comes in. First, you want to do variety in Instagram features. So you want to be using reels and carousels and some still images, but Instagram is pushing out carousels and reels. So video, you want to be pushing as much video as possible. But one reason I wouldn't suggest to only do video is because you want to have some variety for different learning styles. Where Instagram stated a few months ago that they're shifting, they're no longer a photo sharing platform, that doesn't mean that you can't just show photos or carousels, but it does mean that you would be remiss to not include any video. That being said, the variety and the way that you're putting out content is great. So the variety in putting out reels, but you're also doing carousels. You're also doing some still images, but you're primarily doing reels and carousels. That's number one for your feed. Number two would be for your stories. So you're going to be doing some text posts. You're going to be doing some videos. You're going to be doing maybe some sharing of other people's content. User-generated content is fantastic. I'm a big fan of that. If you want a video on what that means and how that can benefit your private practice, make sure to put a comment below. I can do an entire video on what that means and the benefits of user-generated content. So that being said, that's the variety in the type of content that you're putting out so that you're not just sticking to one because you want to appeal to different learning styles, and Instagram loves you to push out reels, but they also like carousels. So, right, keep a rotation in there for different styles of learning. And the second piece would be variety in what you're talking about. And that can come with you taking what your market wants and needs, right? Because you're listening to them and you're doing market research. And then also keeping top of mind of how you're communicating what they want and need through video and text. So if you're looking for variety, and let's say we're going to that example that you help people with a calorie controlled, I think that was in my example, dietary pattern to lose 20 pounds. That's your messaging, okay, for purposes of this example. Let's say that it's Christmas time and you could be talking about what your target market struggles with when it comes to Christmas. What are some tips and tricks for weight loss to still enjoy the holidays, etc.? So whatever that scenario looks like, you can take that scenario relevant to the season and make sure you're using a variety of content to tell that story based on the words that your target market has told you, because you validated that with market research. And so you're going in your stories and you're using video to talk about it. You're using some posts with text to have a variety of different styles of communicating the same thing, but you're changing up what you're communicating because you're being seasonal. So talking about the seasons and being relevant to your ideal client is really important. And so that goes for the rest of the year. So depending on where you live and where your ideal client lives, you can talk about what's going on in the holidays, what's going on in the fall, what's going on in the spring, winter, etc. And then you can make sure to tell a story about what they want and need and feel. And that's going to create variety. Now, as much as you're talking about solving the problem, the transformation that you provide, because people who want to lose 20 pounds want to know what that means and looks like and how to do that, right? You also want to be talking a little bit about yourself. So don't forget to bring in those random facts about your pet or your vacation or things about you that are going to make you unique and make them relate to you. And that can also change depending on what's going on in your life. Let's say you've got a vacation coming up. Let's say you have a couple hobbies you want to share. Let's say you're reading a book that's relevant, or you're going to a yoga class and you just mastered a new move. Something you're comfortable sharing can be really connecting to people who want to feel that they can relate to you in some way. I'd love for you to continue growing your dietitian private practice into 2022. Make sure to check out the link below, because if you have questions about legal setup and what licensure laws mean for where you live, we've got a free guide that our lawyer co-created with us that you can find down in the description box below. We'll see you next time.